all the way through.
You would know exactly how I've been treating the pro-Israel government guests.
In the first month.
And you wouldn't be saying this.
In the first month.
You haven't watched, have you? Be honest.
I've watched many of your guests who are pro-Israel.
Did you watch the interview? Did you watch the interview with his Israeli ambassador?
Yeah, and she's very easily upset. It's very easy to set her off.
The Lawyers for Israel, Natasha Hausdorff, did you watch that?
I've seen you.
Did you watch the interview with the minister this week?
I've seen you from the beginning.
Come on,
interview pro-Israel guests
Owen.
and treat them with deference and respect.
Owen.
These are people who support killing civilians,
okay,
not soldiers.
I've also
Under international law, it's legal to kill soldiers. It's not legal to kill civilians.
Apart from the fact
that... Sorry, illegal to kill soldiers, not legal to kill...
Had you watched the show for the last few weeks and months, you would know.
I don't watch every one, Piers.
I don't think you've watched it for months,
I've seen you watch... But there we go, because you admitting that is for the first part of the genocide, when it was clearly a genocide, you were treating pro-Israel guests...
It wasn't clearly a genocide.
Yes, it was.
No.
They said from the beginning what they were going to do.
Was the obvious response, which
When was the most lethal month? When was the most lethal month? Of Palestinian civilians?
Yes, first month.
OK, so when they were wiping Gaza from the face of the earth, where Gaza, within 3 months, was a different colour and texture when looked at from space, when they had had the biggest, worst attrition, when Israeli leaders and officials were making clear they did not see a distinction between civilians and officials, you don't think that was genocide, and you were treating those people as though they had respectable views.
No, I thought...
But their views are more extreme than Bob Villain.
I thought the Israeli military response was a direct response to Hamas's official spokesman saying, on camera, for the world to see, we're going to keep trying to do more and more October the 7th.
Did you think this about Rwanda?
You keep saying, what about it?
No, it's not what about it. It's about consistency. What happened in Rwanda? What's the difference?
I'm not going to talk about every conflict around the world.
No.
You've asked me a direct question. You've asked me a direct question about the first month in which Israel bombarded Hamas in Gaza.
No, they killed lots of innocent civilians.
They killed lots of civilians.
Thousands of innocent civilians.
Well, it's not murder if you are doing a proportionate response to a terror attack.
It wasn't proportionate. Do you accept that?
I kept asking what is proportionate. Right? I have now concluded in the last few months it's gone way past proportionate.
But this is the thing. You spent months...
You don't blame Hamas for what happened in the first few weeks.
It was in the obvious...
Do you not blame Hamas?
The war crimes, I blame them for their war crimes.
You don't blame them for what Israel then did?
Every war crime Israel committed
is on Israel. So Hamas built a massive tunnel network. They then launched the worst terror attack on Jewish people
has no legal
since
standing.
the Holocaust.
Right.
And when Israel inevitably responds the way they did, that's not on Hamas.
There is no legal basis for what you just said. You cannot say, when you commit war crimes, I was made to do them. Every war crime, legally speaking, that the Israeli military
But I don't think what Israel did in the first few months was a war crime.
But that's like saying...
It was a defence against Hamas doing it again.
But you wouldn't say that about the 240 Palestinians who'd been killed by the Israeli military in the months before 7th of October.
But
so what's the difference?
Israelis have also been killed throughout the 75-year conflict. Well, you can go back over 75 years and you can say each could respond to the other. OK. But they've always done it on a much smaller scale. Do you accept that? And do you accept what Hamas did on October the 7th was on a scale totally out of kilter with anything that had happened on one day before? Do you accept that?